They say once Africa's in your blood, it never leaves, and you get here, and when it's time to go home, you will find a way to come back.
Having experienced what we had experienced over the last 2 days, nearly dying, and I was pretty hurt, still am, after that. There's no other way to say it than divine intervention saved their life, because how are you going to get attacked by what many consider the most dangerous animal in Africa? You don't survive it once, you survive it twice. God was looking out for us, and I firmly believe that. There's no other answer to the story and what happened in that.
I kid you not, the second I stepped on the plane, I said, I gotta be back here. Until I'm old and gray and not able to hunt anymore, I'll be coming back to Africa just to experience this. It's like nothing you've ever seen. So typical hunt, you get in. We got in late, so we just went straight to bed because it was such a long drive from the airport. Got up the next morning and went and zeroed the rifles, or check zero, and literally all 4 rifles that we brought, perfect zeros, made it through travel, and just what a good way to kick off the trip and have that confidence going into the first stalk.
We had originally planned for just Andy and I would be coming down, and then Brandon Maddox from Sounds Central expressed interest in coming, so we were like, yeah, come on down.
You know, what was big on my list was a roan, just because I hadn't gotten one the first time I was in Africa. So we went to a place that's their, sort of expertise, the roan. We met a gentleman, a tracker named Peter. He was able to find some tracks. I think he lives on that ranch and is very familiar with it. And he showed us some tracks. I think the theory was they'd come and gotten some water in the morning, and then we could follow their tracks in different places.
He says if it doesn't go to that water, there's another opening that he normally goes and lies down when it gets hot. But he'll track it and see where it goes. It can go anywhere, but he says he sees it there often. Oh, yeah. Wait till he comes a little bit forward. It's just his neck there. That's it.
A large roan, super excited with quality of the roan for my first, and cool animal. It's kind of a, looks almost like a sable, but shorter, antlers. So it's kind of cool to see that for the first time up close.
So Tuesday morning, we start the day, everything's good. We get to what they call Leopard Rock, which is this incredible large rock formation, and Bradley, who was our PH that day, climbed to the top of the rock and was like, Andy, come here, there's a zebra down there. So we go up, and really cool shot to take and to watch be taken. They're about 100 yards away. There was a zebra that was coming in and out of brush, and Andy was able to perfectly set up on top of this rock, take a great shot, and the animal dropped in its tracks.
There's only a couple people that have actually shot things off of Leopard Rock, so that was neat to be now in that category of people who've taken shots from the top up there. It's really cool.
So we go, and it was somewhat challenging to get it out of there. Bradley had to cut down a bunch of trees to be able to back the truck in. And on the way out, he hit, he sidewalled a tire and blew it. And we were in, basically in the middle of these trees, and they were trying to change the tire. So we should have known we were in for an interesting day after that happened.
Right. There's 6 in the mag. Okay.
Oh, we were just stalking on foot, looking for blessed buck and nyala. And we came around a curve, walked past a brush, and a black death comes out of nowhere. This giant Cape buffalo. I don't know if we woke it up or what happened, but it charged and took 2 of us out, trampled us, and then Bradley, the guide, got a shot off and spooked it off. So came back to camp to get a bigger gun, and we're gonna go back and kill it right now. inches from death. I mean, I have the boss mark on my back from where it blasted me. So we're gonna go and try and give some retribution in the moment, and you know, hopefully keep anyone else from getting hurt. You know, I don't think words can really describe the chain of events that has happened in the last 2 hours. Go from casual stroll, mauled and trampled by a Cape Buffalo, racing back to the lodge to get a bigger gun, coming back and it's in the same spot, staring right at us, and get on the sticks and shoot it. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, what a time to be alive. Not
We
good
don't
blood.
find him now. We just come bring the dog tomorrow and
Yeah.
get him.
Was it not a lot of blood, or was it not?
I only went about 100 meters in.
But it was still trailing in.
Yeah, no, then I was getting more.
But it didn't look like good blood.
You can't really see on the sand, but on the rocks it was very red.
Muscle.
But if it penetrated through,
Ben made a good shot, what we thought was a good shot. Inside the shoulder, we thought it was, you know, hindsight, but Ben shoots, the buffalo wheels around, Bradley fires, I fire. I know I hit for sure.
The consensus was we're gonna wait until the next morning, we're gonna let it die, you know, overnight, and then we'll go and find it.
We weren't hunting buffalo, but it was now personal.
We get up in the morning assuming that we're gonna go and find a buffalo that had died in the night. Well, that's not what happened. We pull onto the road, the exact same spot that this had happened the night before, and there's the buffalo standing there.
And Ruger had him bayed in a minute. So we got out of the truck, we got ready, we started coming down the fence.
It sees us and it charges again. And I have my back to the fence. I have bush there, fence, I have nowhere to go. And as it's running, Bradley hits it twice with his double gun, his 450. And it hits and drops and slides past me about 2 feet from where I'm at.
Did you shoot twice?
yeah. The second barrel I shot him on my ass, but he was gonna hit him. I dropped him there, but God gave us time. He's got it. Well, let's just go close to the box.
Buff got up though, it took off. So we drove down in the riverbed, we found his tracks, and we found him where Ruger had him bayed again.
And Bradley climbed into a tree with the 375 and shot it once, dropped it. And as he goes in, he said, he walked in with 450 and it was looking like it was gonna get up again, and he was able to get another shot with the 450 off, and that finally took the animal out. This trip is one of those things where it's a good reminder that death is on the other side of everything you do, and it can find you at any time.
Ultimately, though, things worked out. Saved from the buffalo. Everyone had such a good time. Staying up later than we should have, hanging out, you know, so but that's part of it, you know.
I'll never have an experience like that again. And now that we've made it through, I would not change it either, because it's something that I'll be thinking about forever.
So to be able to show up on a 5, 10, 15,000 acre ranch and be able to see 10, 15, 20 different species is amazing.
There's only a couple people that have actually shot things off of Leopard Rock, so that was neat to be now in that category of people who've taken shots from the top up there. It's really cool.
This trip is one of those things where it's a good reminder that death is on the other side of everything you do, and it can find you at any time.
I mean, what happened to these guys are really a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. Unprovoked charge while you hunting blaze buck is the last thing that you're going to think about is getting charged by a buffalo.
Being ready, being patient, being persistent is a life lesson for the people of Africa, and it's something everyone should put themselves through because you learn it here every day. In Nyala, when I was hunting on Nyala that day, it was a perfect example of that because we saw a beautiful shooter bull within 5 minutes of hunting, and then we hunted all day and we didn't see another shooter until after 5 o'clock at night. It's so hot. Very hot. We're in the shade now. It's so hot that all the animals have left Africa. So we're gonna sit here for a little bit until it starts to cool off.
So the kudu was what I had originally intended it to be my main animal that I wanted to hunt while I was here. The buffalo threw things into question, but I did end up getting to hunt kudu, which was awesome. So we went to a different property to hunt kudu, and it happened pretty quick.
We made a nice stalk through a thick area. Kudu was feeding.
So I took the shot and it was slightly low, just grazed right under its chest and hit its leg. And it came out around, and as it came up, I was able to get a second shot on, which did the trick. And it was, God, they're so impressive.
So like with the kudu, you want like the double curl, right? So you've got the bottom curl, top curl, and then you look at the tips, right? So you've got the double curls, set, tips, and then based on what these tips are doing, can kind of help you judge them, right? Like this one's super wide. Tips are just still slightly pointed in. If you get the double curls and then you get them pointing straight up, you've got extra length there, but when they really start to curl back out after the double curl, that's when you know you're into like a jumbo. Afternoon of day 4, Ben got his kudu this morning. We're gonna stay on this property and look around some more. We saw a good nyala bull that it just kind of buggered off before we had a chance, so we're gonna head out to that same area this afternoon. Just finished up lunch and we're gonna go look for him or one of his friends.
He sounds hideous.
Roan. Vertel ben zo.
Pas ik het lasin nyala voorbij daar zo. Het nyala oi.
Again?
Ja, again.
Yeah. Day 4, long day. We spent a day chasing a new to me species in nyala. We saw one early this morning and then didn't put it together until 5:30 in the afternoon. And what an awesome animal. And it's rewarding in and of itself to get something this cool, but to hunt all day and really look around for them, it's just that much sweeter. One of the really cool things about hunting, especially like when Ben and I hunt together with PH, is like you get to hunt all your animals yourself, but then it's just as good as pulling the trigger. You're there with Ben, or I'm there with Ben when he's hunting his animals, so it's almost like I'm hunting them too. Ben's only been hunting for 3 years. He'll tell you that all the time. I've been hunting all my life. Don't claim to know everything, but I know enough to be dangerous. It's cool to see your friend be successful in something that he just started doing only a couple years ago. So I think that kudu hunt in and of itself was a highlight for me, to see him handle that situation perfectly. This time we were in a cool area where it offered me the opportunity to do something that I absolutely love. We're very close to a national park here. They have a reservoir that they flood with a dam, and they stock it with tiger fish. So here I am in Africa hunting, and all I can talk about is how I can't wait to go fishing. Now, if I catch a fish first, it's because I'm good and I know what I'm doing, and you know, it's because of the skill. But if he catches the fish first, it's because I taught him everything I know.
Exactly, and he followed you.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
There's always a fishing story to be told, you know, you gotta understand. Yeah.
Right, good job.
Very cool. Look at the teeth on that thing. Nothing like a little shore lunch in South Africa when we're tiger and tilapia fishing. How often do you have grilled sausage on an open fire in a reservoir in a national park? And you look up and you see, beware of crocodiles, wild animals. Nothing better. So we're on a different ranch. It's a little farther back towards Johannesburg, around Polokwane. Looking for hartebeest right now, maybe waterbuck, but we're on a new ranch, so we just picked up the tracker. He's going to take us to where we need to go. Waterbuck was another one that, you know, again, we kind of lapsed a little bit and we were joking around, waiting, you know, to see if anything came out along either of the two roads we were on, and we turn around and here's this waterbuck staring at us, almost as if to say like, hey, what are you guys talking about? You know, but we spun around and got ready quick again and got the shot off. From the time we saw him to the time we shot him was less than 15 seconds. Quarter and two. Shot felt good, probably like 150 yards. So we'll go up and check it out. But yeah, we were looking the other way. We turned around and he was standing right behind us. Did you see this blood?
Yeah.
I just saw the track.
Look at the blood.
Okay, it's wrong.
I saw you look at the track. I didn't know if you saw that or not. It's just funny, every animal has its own story. You're here for a week, which seems like a long time, but like every animal is a story within it of itself over the course of that week. And then the whole week itself, in culmination, is a story. So I say it all the time, but like this one's gonna be tough to beat. Every time I've come to Africa, the next trip is always better, and I have to imagine it just keeps going like that every time you come here, because there's so much new stuff to see.